Day 92. Day 92. What's good with you? Day 92. What's good with you? Huh? Talk to me, talk to me, talk to me. So, excuse me. The dog is napping and he don't need all the excitement. We've just been kind of in the zone today. And I'm like, you know what? I'm feeling very progressive. This was gonna take I was gonna have a little break. I was probably gonna go to the sauna. I was probably what was I gonna do? I don't know, maybe take a nap, fold some clothes. I was like, you know what? Let's get on air. Let's get on air. Get this video going. Keep the momentum going. Because the overarching theme of today is if you know better, why you don't do better? You know what to do. Most people know what they need to do. It's pretty simple. It's pretty simple to be healthy, right? It's pretty simple to not badmouth anybody and not talk about it. The concept is simple. It's so simple. It's pretty simple to steward your time, steward your body, making sure you're nourished, because we've all heard that a watered flower blossoms, you know? It makes the whole garden look good. When one flower looks good, it adds to the collection of beauty. But I have to ask, Breezy, Breezy's my higher self. Breezy, if I know better, if I know what I'm supposed to do, why do I still want to be naughty? Why do I still want to rebel? Why do I still want to do what I want to do? There's a gap between the awareness and the action. Why we don't act on what we know. So today we're gonna talk about just that. This beautiful, sunshiny Idahoan Saturday. And I just feel different every single day. I don't know if it's a form of evolution. I don't know if it's a form of shedding. I don't know if it's a form of renewing. But through this process, through shedding addictions, through no longer suppressing, you're just releasing. If you like something, you say you like it. If you don't like something, hopefully you've worked on your communication skills as well and you're able to express. The last couple of days ago, I expressed something to a gentleman who actually I was feeling. Something told me to say this. And so I said it to see how it handles. You know, that's my Scorpio rising. We like to, how can you handle this if I turn the heat up a little bit? I fall in that tendency. Now that I have the awareness of what I'm doing, I'm like, oh, okay, gotcha. I like to I like to test the strength of a bridge. And even for one little glimpse, my Scorpio risings, you can, especially if you grew up in an unpredictable household, you are hyper vigilant. You are hyper aware. You just didn't know what this type of processing was. Your intuition, you can scan, you can read, you can pick up micro impressions, micro expressions like that. Even if you're not fully looking, even in your peripheral, you can read and you can scan pretty efficiently and pretty quickly. Your radar is tuned way up. And that can also be to your demise. I used to get thrills out of testing people. When I saw somebody was trying to get close to me, I would say, and if we had like a mutual friend, but I'm like, they're just a little too friendly. They're just laughing just a little too hard. I would say something like, you know how this person is, yada, yada, yada. Or I would tell them something about myself that isn't true. I would say, like, oh my gosh, I have such a crush on that person. Or, oh my gosh, the things I would do to that person. No interest at all. I would see if we get back to a person who is emotionally tied to that situation. I used to do this with my girlfriends all the time, and not saying that's messed up, but it's ingrained in me to test how much weight you can hold to see if we can go any further. And that's a form of control, and that's a form of manipulation. So you're going to also attract manipulators who are just as good as you because your intention and how you wanted to discover something. You want to see how much of this person is, how human is this human? How fragile, how easily can they be bought? What's your price? So I know if we were ever in this situation, you can be bought. You will collapse, you will fold under the right pressure. So I know for dang sure you wouldn't be able to hold the weight of the things I'm ready to discover in this lifetime or what I've already experienced in this lifetime. And that in turn is going to make me feel like I'm too much or I'm too. No, I just did not steward properly where to lay your head. Wait, what foundation is strong enough to hold all of you and this big energy and this big mission that you know you have on your life? Trust me, I thought I wanted a small mission, to be honest with you. Like, can I just like work on this little sector right here? Never had the desire to be famous. I know I'm a Leo sun. You know, there's some type of correlation there that you're here to correct your ego and your pride, which is I'm like, I can live alone in the mountains for years at a time, probably, and not be sane. I can go in extended amounts of hermit. But then I'll begin to wonder, I'm like, oh, is that just a form of sedation? Isn't that just a form of fleeing? Isn't that just a form of not because yeah, you're gonna come off healed and whole when you don't actually have to interact with people. If you didn't know, the only way to be triggered is through interaction with other people. The only way to be betrayed is interaction with other people. Sweetheart, this is actually what you were brought here to do. Oh, oh, oh. That's my mission. Are you sure it wasn't? These files weren't mixed up because I feel um different than that. Oh, okay. It was me. Oh, you guys have my whole social. Okay. It was me. Okay. It's for me. It's for me. How joyous, how wonderful, how enlightening, how amazing. Most people are not struggling because they don't know what to do. They struggle because they don't do what they already have. I'm talking to you. If your bookshelf is concaving in, if you have more than 20, 30 self help books, if you have shelves of journals, you got vision boards from every era of your life. I'm not judging. I'm just trying to explain why. Not from you have a problem, but there is a pattern, but how your brain and your body actually work. It's a gap, sweetheart, between the awareness and the action. You like to hoard knowledge. You probably have a couple of degrees, or you have a couple certifications, or you took multiple classes, or you just assume this is it. This one is it. Yeah, this one is it. When only you are the fire, and only people can present sparks to you. You were meant to create your own system. You were meant to create your own plans, your own curriculum. Yes, you can be inspired, especially in times of very low willpower, very low your apathy has taken over. Your victimhood has taken over. Your circumstances have overwhelmed you into paralysis. I'm speaking from experience, sweetheart. I'm not speaking from judgment. I'm speaking from experience. I was going to say, depending on where you were born, depending on your astral chart, depending on a lot of circumstances, depending on what you believe in, depending on what you think you are worth, depending on what conditions you grew up with, religion you grew up, whatever is your savior, it is on the way. I forget what the saying is, but essentially it boils down to when you are at your lowest point, that is your most vulnerable point. That is when the most light can come in because you have surrendered. You have surrendered. You're no longer trying to do it all by yourself with your limited way of thinking, with your limited mind. Your human has finally tired out. So you have no choice but to go to a divine, to a spiritual realm, to understanding outside of yourself. You're finally ready to release control, perfectionism, how things are supposed to look. And that's when the light can actually come in. That's when help, because you don't have any more resistance. You're exhausted. You're exhausted. You're burnt out. You're tired. You ran out of money. I ran out of options. You cannot hustle anymore. So now you must have certainty that something outside of you is betting on you, is willing to help you if you just sit down for a second. And that can be physically or metaphorically. Chill out, release, relax. I started this journey, I probably had a couple $100 in my account. I still invested in a coach. I still invested in a group container. I still invested in the produce. As I kept on moving forward, the resources kind of just showed up. The difference, the gap between awareness and action, awareness lives in the mind, action lives in the body. Knowing is cognitive, doing is physiological. We all know what our prefrontal cortex is. It's our executive functioning. It's what get activated when you start writing. So we have our prefrontal cortex and our amygdala. And as we know, our amygdala is our fight, flight, freeze, fawn center. It's our primal center. It's our emotional center. So these can't be both high functioning at the same time. Either one is on and one is off. Your prefrontal cortex is your thinking brain. It's your planning. It's your logic. It's your decision making. It's your, I should do this. I should probably work out. I should probably check in on that friend. I should probably eat this produce instead of this. I should probably get more into my community. I should probably not shut everybody out of my life just because I had a little, because they're not showing up how I expect them to show up. Your limbic system, which is your emotional brain, this is where your fear, your comfort, your habits, your survival responses, your primitive emotions, your reactivity. I don't feel like it. I just want to be safe. I just want to relax. Isn't there enough food yet? Do we have to go hunting again? I just want to chill. I just want to binge out. I just want to Netflix. I just want to go to sleep. That's a big one. I just want to go to sleep. You're burnt out. Your basal ganglia, which is where you form habits, which is where true change comes as a human, either through acts of God or repetition. It's your automatic behaviors, how you can drive without really paying attention. It's your routines. You know what time to go to work. You know what time to go to gym. It's your patterns. Oh, this person treated me like this. Okay, I'm going to give them the cold shoulder. Oh, this person is going to disrespect me. I'm going to retaliate. It's something you always do. And it's It's something that is automatic to you. If you yell at me, I'm gonna yell at you. If you ice me out, I'm gonna ice you out. If you betray me, you dead to me. It can also be I always express my emotional needs. I allow people to show themselves to me instead of preconceived judgments. I always nourish myself in the morning with water and prayer. I love to give to myself and make my future life easier by folding, by cleaning, by organizing, by creating structures that actually work for me. Habits. I go to the gym at this time. I spend this time out with God. You're basically got a stick shift of where you choose what part of your brain chooses to be activated. There's a hint, most of it's unconscious. So even if logically you're trying to think, okay, I gotta do this, you will fall to the lowest point of your reactivity. Even if you've been good for 3 or 4 days, that craving comes out of nowhere, that compulsion comes out of nowhere. Have you trained for that situation? Have you Are you still reactive? Or do you have that cognitive space to be like, oh my gosh, that's so funny. I was craving a slab of short ribs, but I'm on a fast. That's hilarious. Or do you just swim in the thought, like, oh my gosh, that would be so good right now. Oh, I miss food. Why am I even doing this anymore? This is so stupid. Nobody will even know if I quit. This is You're so used to giving in to your compulsions, to your impulses. That's also a routine that will override any system that you have in place. Even if you took all the sugar out of your house, even though you deleted all the apps for ordering, you will find a way. Your body does not run on logic, it runs on safety. And that food is your safety. That's selfish X is your safety. Maybe this is the best I can do is your safety. Oh, well, I've been working here for years. That's your safety. Oh, this is how my mama did it, how my grandpappy did it. That's your safety. Your nervous system relates everything that is out of your current frame of comfortability and predictability and familiarity and certainty as unsafe. So it will do everything possible to try to get you from continuing to do this. You're cleaning your room and you just get sleepy out of nowhere. You're starting a class, but you start turning in the homework late because you're like, ugh, this is not what I needed right now. I thought it would be easier. No, you're creating new neural pathways, which your brain tries to resist. Like, no, this is unpredictable, which means this is unsafe. Eating differently is unsafe. Setting boundaries is perceived to be unsafe. Showing up consistently, not knowing if you're going to get results or not, is perceived as unsafe. Choosing growth over stagnation is getting perceived as unsafe. Your body will block what it doesn't feel safe doing. Even if your mind wants it, even if you can conceive why this is going to be beneficial, even if you have all the affirmations in the world saying this is why we should do it, and we're going to do it this year, girl. It's the year of the fire hose. We're about to take off, girl. But you're knee deep in a bag of ruffles that night. Your body will stop you because you haven't repeated the act enough that it can kind of become autonomous. You were terrified the first time you drove. You were terrified the first time you went on your motorcycle. You were terrified the first time you went on your bicycle. You were terrified when you went to the babysit. I don't know. I don't know. New experiences terrify us because that usually meant we can't predict the dangers, the outcomes. We can't predict if there's going to be a tiger here. We can't predict if those berries are poison or not. This runs deep in us. And it's also, as you know, if you've read, oh my gosh, about the micro habits. Oh my gosh. Everybody knows this book. I have it on my shelf. Oh boy. What a disappointment. Oh my gosh. I read his newsletter all the time. James Clear. James Clear. He has one of the best newsletters out there. If you can subscribe to James Clear, micro habits. No, you know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. The habits. But he's based the habits. Sound like somebody uncle who be trying to break down life's knowledge. Like that don't add up. That don't add up. Are you really doing what you're talking about? I promise I am. Oh gosh, that's all right. If you know, you know. But he talks about like the cue, the behavior, and the reward. So the cue is high stress, unsuch. Oh my gosh, I got to be somewhere in 15 minutes. Cue, the behavior, the cue. Oh my gosh, this is stress. Oh my gosh, I got to into it with my husband. Oh my gosh, something at work stressed me out. The behavior is okay, let me self-medicate, let me feel good. Let me just shove this smoothie down my face. Let me shove this Wendy's 4-piece, 5-piece, 6-piece, 20-piece down. Extra ranch, please, buttermilk, all the packets you can have, Chick-fil-A, all of that. And then it's the reward. Oh my gosh, I feel relief. I don't have to think about it. My body thinks we did something productive. Wonderful. When the issue is it's still there. Emotionally, it's becoming emotional residue in your body. What you don't metabolize has to get stored anywhere, just like in your physical body. What your body cannot metabolize, it stores in pockets of your colon. It stores in your fat. It stores in certain organs. And those are not, your body was not meant to store things. It's meant to keep things going energetically, digestively, progressively. Anything that becomes stagnant, just like a swamp, decays and mildews. If something feels hard, if something feels stuck, you just end up avoiding it and you get into the cycle and the pattern of just avoiding it. You're stagnant internally, you're stagnant spiritually, you're stagnant in your systems and how you do things and how you treat people. That stuff starts to get hardened, just like it gets hardened in your colon. And now you have an extended gut and you're pre-diabetic. Imagine how that energy is running through you, like energetically. Stagnation. Stagnation body keeps score. But you won't allow yourself to sit with it. And this is where the opportunity is to flip your narrative. You can make something mean anything. You can tell the story about yourself. You can make a story mean whatever you want it to mean. You can tell yourself, oh, I don't like discipline. This is just a system that is protecting me, that I have created to protect me, that I have conditioned to protect me. Resistance is not your enemy. It's your nervous system asking for safety. How do you provide that safety? Not through a man, not through a woman, not through your job, not through your home. How do you take that security everywhere you go? Safety craves consistency. You can't do a fast for an extended period of time and not look at yourself differently. And you're consistently doing it. You're consistently staying to a system. You're consistently drinking juices every day. You're consistently hydrating. You're consistently showing yourself, I will show up for you. I will nurture you. I will take care of you. Repetition rewires the brain. It builds neural pathways. It reduces resistance because now you know, oh yeah, we actually have done this before and it was safe last time and the time before and the time before and the time before. So the odds are it's probably going to be safe. Yeah, I'm still kind of aware, but it's probably going to be safe. You have enough time to unclench your butt cheeks so you can actually have a release. And you cannot fast and detox without release. If you're still holding on to things, you will be so miserable because you're so backed up. You've not allowed yourself to relax. You've not allowed yourself to have certainty that what I expect may not specifically come to this, but something's going to come of this. Something's going to come of this growth. You need to regulate first and act second. Breathe. Take a walk. Get grounded. I felt a little bit of anxiety popping up in me because I have to figure out how I'm going to get to Texas in like 3 weeks. In Idaho, you need a star card, which is a little star that they put on your ID that allows you to actually use the airport. And I've always used my passport. I've always had my passport. And I look at my passport and it expired 2 weeks ago. And I'm like, oh my gosh. Hopefully. So I went miraculously. I got an appointment on Friday. Didn't know I was going to take a picture since I thought I was going to get renewal until 2030. I was like, oh, they'll probably use my same picture. Nope. I had just come from the sauna looking crazy. Looked like $1,000,000 in black and white. I know when the actual picture comes in color, hopefully it comes within 2 weeks. That's when I leave, but that typically is when government officials take that long. So I'm really like hoping a prayer. It's so gorgeous outside. When you actually create space from your reaction, when you breathe, when you slow down, when you have the awareness of what's really going on, your body trusts yourself to make informed decisions. I'm not saying you're gonna slip, not gonna slip up here and there. You probably will. I let an emotion get to me a couple of days ago, and I wrote a cordial letter, but baby girl still got a smart mouth, and I could have been less sarcastic. I could have been, all these things. But I'm like, huh. Well, now that I have the awareness, I did not. I liked it. I liked the thrill of it. As I was saying, I felt like I was owed this justification. Be careful of that entitlement. Be careful of trying to think about what you deserve and what you owe. That can have a grip on you, and that's a form of resistance. That's a form of control. And sweetheart, you don't have control over any of this but yourself. You can choose to not interact. You can choose to take your energy back. You can choose to be seen as the bigger person in your eyes, and just be proud that you chose to handle something differently like that. A regulated body makes better decisions. You're not as reactive. You don't act on what you know when your system isn't ready, and you start acting on in the moment when you feel like safe enough. If you still get these emotional pop quizzes of how you deal with things throughout your day, you want to be reactive and you may want to cut somebody out or you may want to flip somebody off, take a second and be like, oh, this is just a pop quiz. I have to show God, I have to show the universe, I'm responsible with my emotions and my reactions. And I have the awareness to know I can choose to act differently, because when I choose to be reactive, it gives me like, I've never had IBS, but I feel like I get spiritual IBS when I react to somebody's frequency or allow something to even get close to penetrating me. I'm like, what the heck? I legitimately don't care about this stuff. Why do I feel like I have to have the last word? It ain't even you, it's your parasites, girl. It's your conditioning. It's the last pieces of darkness that are trying to get out of you. So they're trying to survive by any means necessary. So they want you reactive. They want you docile. They want you medicated. They want you eating sugar, processed foods. They want you fat. They want you to all these things internally and externally. And one day you just like, no, I don't want that anymore. It's either toxic or it's nourishment. Your conversations are toxic or nourishment. What you put in your mouth is toxic or nourishment. Your thoughts, toxic or nourishment. We're in an era where we're only keeping what nourishes us, what hydrates us, what makes us feel good. So if you feel stuck between the acting, knowing, and doing, there's nothing wrong with you. You're just in the process of integrating. That dog in you still gonna come out sometimes and it's gonna bark. But for the most part, it's probably just gonna stay on the porch and observe, looking all regal and stuff. So I want you to know, with every book, with every podcast, with every new insight, growth isn't learning more. It's becoming someone who can live with what they learned. You know how to cope. You know how the nervous system works. You know how your brain is working. Let's be man enough and woman enough to actually apply, to embody, take it next step further, knowing, applying, and embodying. And you can feel when somebody's about that life, like embodied, not showy, not out of lack, not leveraging. No, you really about that life. You can't fake energy. You could fake names, you could fake numbers, you could distort things. Real recognize real. That's one of my favorite quotes that came from the Boondocks. Real recognize real. Grandpa, hey, you looking a little unfamiliar. The unfamiliarity just gets closer and closer. All right, you guys. All right, I gotta go. I gotta get somewhere in 15 minutes. And I think it's like a 20-minute trip. So I have certainty. All right, you guys, have a great night. You guys, my ancestors, my loved ones. Have a great night. I'll see you tomorrow. Happy day 92. Keep it pushing. I believe in you. Love you.